Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads web hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads web hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
Episode 359 Aussie Tech Heads, and it is the 19th of September 2013. Welcome, and it is brought to you by Aussie Tech Heads web hosting. And you can find some great plans on some super fast Australian servers at athwebhosting.com.au. Well, the day has finally come. The day of the new iOS has finally come. So we'll be talking about iOS 7 in just a little minute with the guys and see who has upgraded. And I can tell you there's probably only one person. That's me, because I don't think the other guys have got an Apple. So that makes it easy, doesn't it? All right, well, speaking of those guys, I can see someone shaking his head, and that's Warlock. How you doing, Warlock?
I be good on this top like a pirate day, I'll be you.
I'm all right. I forgot about that, actually. That's a terrible thing.
Arr! Shiver me timber, son.
Yeah, it is an International Pirate Day, and I think Shane might have something about International Pirate Day coming up in his. Tell us a bit about it in his little tech history. But speaking of Shane, we'll say hello to him, and we'll go straight into the tech history after that. Hey Shane, how you doing?
Hey Glenn, hey Warlock, hey everyone, how are we?
Good, thank you. Now, it's International Pirate Day, and I think you have got something in your little tech history that you do most weeks when we remember. And
yeah,
well, you can, from the top, you can go in any order that you like. So what have you got?
Now we'll go from the top because he confuses me if I go backwards. All right, September 14.
No good.
Yeah. September 14, 1959. After 33.5 hours of flight, Luna 2 became the first human-made object to strike the moon.
Oh, to strike it, as in to hit it.
No, they went on strike. They got out these little signs and walked around petitioning.
Right. Oh, good.
Yeah, like the teachers did over here.
As long as they didn't let him go. Okay, next one.
Moving on, September 16, 1985, which turned out to be the correct year. Steve Jobs spent his last day as an employee of Apple after submitting his resignation to the board.
1985, that was. I'm across Steve Jobs now. I went and saw Jobs the movie last night. And
yeah, it's good, isn't it?
You wish you get that time back?
No, I didn't mind it. I thought it was good. In fact, I came home. How's this? I'm right into it. I'm a fanboy now. I went out and watched Jobs the movie. Then I came home and I had taped Jobs off ABC One, and so I watched it. I watched this BBC production on ABC. So I had about a 4-hour Jobsy marathon mania going on in my head. And then this morning, Kim gets up and she goes, "I dreamt about Steve Jobs last night."
Wow.
So yeah, we were well into it, and but why you didn't like it, Warlock? Have you seen it? You didn't like it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
Look, it goes from go, but it doesn't go to woe. It sort of it goes from go to wo, and that's about it. It stops.
What do you think of Ashton?
Yeah, look. Good. I thought he was the visual. I thought was excellent. You know, the way he looked like Steve. Because I came home and I think I looked at another picture or another something or wherever it was, but it was the real Steve. And I thought, hang on a second, that's not Ashton. That's the real one. And I think it might have been that picture when he had the Apple Think logo behind him.
Oh yeah.
You know, that promo picture that they. Yeah, I thought he was good, real good. Yeah, good. I had no problems. The story went along. I think there was only 4 in the cinema, and so that was good.
Including you and your wife?
Yes. Oh, there was a moth. There was a big moth in there.
There you go.
flying around. But yeah, look, I liked it. I got me money's worth, I suppose. I had a free ticket, so I got me money's worth. Yeah, it was good. And Shane, you've seen it?
Yeah, the only thing, it was good, yeah, and he looked like him and all that kind of stuff. And it was a bit annoying how it ended where it ended. It didn't kind of go to the end of his life.
Yeah, it stopped around about the release of the iPod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it started and stopped there.
Yes.
Because when it first started and he came out and then they did that flashback. I hate movies that do flashbacks.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, this one was all right.
Yeah, it starts at his talk with the release of the iPod, and then at the end of his talk, it sort of just went straight back to uni days and sort of recounted the story from there. But yeah, look, I thought it was good. I'd go and I'd see it again. Look, I've also seen Pirates of Silicon Valley, which I thought was also good, and I think there's another movie that's coming out from another movie house about Steve Jobs.
Yeah, another Jobs one.
Sony.
Yes, more like the
based
book.
on the Walter Isaacson book. I read that.
Yeah,
I thought this was based on the Walter Isaacson book as well.
Apparently not.
No, just the Sony one. They bought the rights to it, so nobody else could base it on there.
But yeah, look, I thought it was good. I thought, it's only screened for 2 weeks, if that. Probably 2 to 3 weeks. So I don't know, maybe it just wasn't popular, but for the tech heads out there, give it a shot. It was all right. I'll tell you what, it makes you come home all inspired, like you can start these things off in your garage. It takes you down a little memory lane trip as well, like I remember using the Apple II and the 2E, the 2C, and you start seeing all these old computers that you were familiar with, and and then when I come home, I was watching the ABC one, and I thought, let me jump on eBay. I thought, I'm going to buy an Apple II, but they're $100. But if it was like $20, I would have bought one for sure. Yeah. I think there's an Apple II Euro Plus and an Apple IIe, but they're $100 or so, probably not even working. So give it a miss. But good movie.
The only thing that annoyed me, after a while, it just grated me, was his walk. I mean, Steve's got a unique walk, but I think Ashton kind of overdid it. It was more like he was freaking bouncing on the moon.
Well, I thought he had something up.
They made a big deal of him supposedly walking the exact same way, didn't they?
Yeah. Yes.
The question is, did they really need to?
No, probably not. Probably not. But look, I'd go. Look, if you haven't seen it, it's probably too late now. But wait till it's on video. It's worth $3 weekly for sure, or $3 T-Boxy or whatever you want to look at that on. Yeah, that's all good.
The Apple iTunes store.
Well, there you go. And so I got all inspired. So so I started thinking, how can I change the world? Podcasting? I don't think so. Right.
Web hosting.
Yes, come on. All right. Any more, Shane, for the tech history? Yeah,
we've got the one that we touched on at the beginning of the show.
Ooh.
September 19, which happens to be today, 1995, International Talk Like a Pirate Day, or an American in my case, was first celebrated by John Burr and Mark Summers, Captain Slappy, and the first guy was Old Chumbucket.
Chumbucket, old Chumbucket.
Chumbucket, yeah.
Get over here,
Chumbucket and Captain Slappy.
They're from Albany, Oregon. What happened? They had a catch up with the. They come up with the idea on June the 6th while playing racquetball. But it was D-Day, so they couldn't pick that one. So they chose the 19th because it was Summer's ex-wife's birthday.
Arr, the bitch.
Reliably remember it.
I'm gonna get the bitch. Yeah, so that's there you go. So if you've seen people in the street today talking, they're not stupid. They might be.
They might be drunk, but
they might be. So International Pirate Day. Good stuff. All right. I think that was all. You want to do any more, Shane, or that'll do you? Any others?
Is there any other techie type ones?
No, I don't think so. I just went quickly through. Oh no, if nothing's stuck in your mind, we'll move on, I guess.
No, that's it.
All right, now what did I do with my stories? I didn't put my stories in the show notes. Well, we're gonna have to do one of yours, Shane. Well, we're gonna have to talk about.
What this extra work am I doing? Am I going to get paid overtime or what?
Yeah, I've got a few more peanuts. You can have another Polly. How's that?
I can see a bunch of stories in there from you. It says 19th of the 9th.
Oh, I don't know where I am. Oh, I'm right at the top.
Probably at the top.
Oh, that's where I can too. Oh, I don't know where I am these days. All right, well, look. The big news is
What's new?
Yeah, what is new? We might as well get started. Oh, look, before we do, we better thank the lounge for turning up. They turn up every Thursday night from about 7:30. They go through all the pre-show hiccups. And believe me, there are hiccups, and they stick with us until the show's on. So I think we've got a few in there tonight. And look, from memory, we'll big shout out. I think there's amongst others Milo, Miko, PA, the Super V or whatever he's calling himself, and
Red V.
the Red V, Brett O's, and whoever ever else is in there. Welcome to the lounge.
It could be the Red V, or it could be their DV.
No, I'd say it's the Red V.
Depending on how you read it.
All right, well, look, today is, the big story of the day, as everyone will know, and the big story this week is of course, Apple. The iOS was released today around the world on September the 18th. It wasn't available to us yesterday. I checked up until midnight, and there was nothing, but this morning there was. I went, updates, and I went, okay, I gotta have a piece of this. What happened? My update went smooth. I'll bang on a bit because I'm the only one here with an iPhone. But my update...
No way, something went good for you with an iPhone? How's that happen?
It did. I know. And
nothing deleted or...
Not that I know of, no. Well, I backed up, and thanks to, remember on Tuesday night, those who listened, we had a question on the Aussie Mac Zone about how to back up. So, all your passwords and that come back nice and as if you've never lost your phone. To do it, you do an encrypted backup. That was the secret. That's the bit I was missing. But anyway, so I did the encrypted backup. My iTunes had to update to version 11, I think it was. And then the iOS 7 came down. It was straightforward. Didn't take long at all. Probably would a good lesson.
Like being on The Price is Right. iOS 7, come on down.
Yeah, it was less than 10 minutes. Easy. Yeah, it was good. So the iOS came down. What do I think of it? People are bagging it, but that's what people do. Look, I got no problems. It is, as Warlock calls it, a bit candy barish, but I mean, I don't know. I think I'll get used to it. That is probably the one thing I would say about it as well. But I don't know if you guys can see this on the video. I'll try and put it up to the video for you guys. But anyway, look, there's heaps of
pretty.
There's heaps of images.
And look at that parallax background when you tilt it.
Parallaxial, and there's heaps of images on the web pages anyway. So there you go. Look, there's another one there I found for you. People are saying that that's bricked their phone. I didn't have any bad luck like that. I noticed that the iTunes Radio had been launched, but that's not here in Australia yet. And I think a few other things that aren't here in Australia yet. Apparently, you can get Siri to teach Siri how to pronounce words. I haven't found out how to... No,
I said it's Gary Friedman, you idiot. Oh, sorry, sir, Gary Friedman.
Well, I thought that'd be good in the street names. I don't know if you can reprogram the street caller, but anyway. That's there. Now, what else have I got here for iOS 7? It's ready for download. The new software has been designed to make the iPhone appear bigger, with features crafted to take advantage of the entire screen. Text is said to appear sharper, while a control center on the phone allows users to adjust settings with just one swipe up. So now you can swipe on the home page or a home screen, you can swipe up, and you've got settings pretty much, and you guys with the Android be familiar with this. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, screen lock, and I think there's another one. So
yeah, one of my friends is really happy about that for the brightness control that you get quick access to, because he says when you're trying to get the kids off to sleep and you're looking at your phone while you're hanging around the bedroom in there, and you turn it on and it's suddenly bright like this, and you're like, oh God, quick, turn it down, it's going to wake up the kid.
And also,
you just flick it up from the bottom, swipe it down, and you're done.
Yeah, and also, look at this. So swipe up and flashlight. There's a button for the flashlight. No more flash app. So there you go. So that's
going to put a lot of people out of business, though.
I know. Well, I've already deleted. I've already deleted my flash app or my light, my whatever light or whatever it is. Yes, so that's good. That's good. This gives blah blah blah. Notification center is available from the lock screen. So users can view updates with a simple swipe. Apparently, and also Siri, you can ask Siri to send a tweet as well. Apple has also introduced AirDrop tool to share content, which is said to be fully encrypted with contacts nearby. Other new features include the torch facility, as I just said, the new cleaner look for the App Store, iTunes Radio, which we haven't got, and yes, and it probably
and you could say to Siri, "What's Glenn Goodman up to?" And it'll look at your Twitter feed and say, "Glenn last said blah blah blah."
Yes, I know. Yes, and the Twitter feed comes up like on the home screen, like rather than opening up the app, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So that's
and if you swipe down from the top, you get the today screen with what's happening today. There
exactly, we go. Exactly. So all in all, look, maybe it could have been more under the hood, but they've got to save something for the iPhone 6, haven't they? But look,
somebody said on Twitter that with the new, instead of having bars up the top of the screen to give you signal strength, they got circles that are coloured in or empty, and it says,
yes,
when you see like 4 out of 5 circles, it looks like you've used up one of your lives in a game or something.
Yes, well, you do have the circles.
I've got 4 lives left.
But look, it hasn't. I have found no denigration in usability. I haven't had a good play with it, but apparently there's more functions in what you can control the apps a little bit more, as in what apps you want to have access to 3G/4G, stuff like that. So look, it's pretty good. Security feature, I think, Find My Phone. Now you can't, if you password protect it, the Find My Phone app or whatever it is.
It works, and you can get past it and have it disable it by Siri.
Can you?
Yeah, that's one thing that somebody found out today. If you activate Siri from the lock screen without you typing in a password, you can say disable Find My Phone. She goes, okay.
Okay, let's get ready
cool.
for...
Now I've got this stolen phone, we can go sell it.
Well, let's get ready for 7.1.
Well, they've already started work on 7.01. That's already getting ready to go out to developers, and then 7.1's not far behind.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. But there's obviously going to be these things. But what I was getting at with the Find My Phone is that you can, well, if it works properly, don't bypass it through Siri, is that you can put a password on it, like you set a password, and then you know how if you find a phone in the street
in a bar,
yeah, on a stool. You bring it home, you plug it in, and you can just wipe it and start again. Well, apparently you won't be able, if you've got this Find My Phone passworded, you won't be able to wipe it and start again without the password. So that's pretty good. Shano, did you have any thoughts on that? On the iOS 7?
You waited until I went to get a drink to ask me a question.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't watching. But yes, it sucked in.
No, because as you sort of said that I'm not an iPhone user anymore.
HTC One for the win.
So no, don't talk to me about that. That buddy stuffed up during the week.
For the fail, you are Shane.
Yeah, it died again. Like
well, tell us about your fail.
How do you keep killing your HTC One? It's not possible.
Well, I thought maybe there's only 2 reasons why I think it's happening. Because they reckon that HTC's warranty is a replacement warranty, so it's a different phone this time than what it was before, allegedly. So it's either the charger that I'm using is somehow shorting it out and killing it, but this time when it died, it wasn't plugged into the charger. It was doing the same thing. It would freeze for a day or 2 every now and again. And I thought, oh, here we go. And then, I was just at the kitchen table and looked at it, and it was off, and I tried to turn it on and nothing happened. So it's either that or it's one of the applications that I install on it, and I mean, but that wouldn't kill the phone. That would stuff it up software-wise.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
Probably female if it's a bit difficult to turn on.
Well, there you go. And you're not doing anything tomorrow night. Warlock is staying in for the weekend.
Yeah.
All right. Did you have it? You had an iOS story there, Shane.
I did. Probably more one to follow along from what you were saying about the backups. It's just a story from, I think this came out of news.com.au, but I'm not 100% sure. Reminder to back up your stuff before upgrading to iOS. iOS is arriving today, as we just found out. As exciting as that may be, platform updates are almost always very buggy, so you should back up your things. So if you click on the story,
well, they shouldn't be that
itself,
buggy.
It actually gives you a step by step of how to actually back it up, either up to the cloud or through iTunes.
Does it mention the encryption? Do you have to encrypt it?
I think it might do.
That's my tip of the week. You got to encrypt these backups. Yeah,
or at least use iCloud.
Yeah, well, no, I don't use iCloud. Well, I think the advice was it didn't matter what you use. I think that's what you said. And I
always used iCloud and never had a problem. The only problem is, if you wiped off your apps, it'd take forever for it to come back down again. But all my settings and everything was there. I even had Google Calendar set up to sync to the device through a special CalDev connection, which was a pain to set up in the settings of the calendar. But all that just came back magically, and then suddenly all my Google Calendar appeared as well.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, there's a few little anomalies like that. Yeah, I thought I'd lost a few things. Re-downloaded the actual program, and all the settings did come back. It was just my passwords that I wanted, because I've got my Go card, which is my travel, the public transport electronic top-up card that you get. And I had all that information in the app, and then, once you do I have to go and put all that in again? And I had to do all that. So I've encrypted my backup. Haven't had to use it yet, and I'll see what happens when I do have to use it. But all in all, iOS, I know a few people had trouble downloading and all that. So, but I don't know, just wait. It works. Worked for me. So just wait. I've updated the iPad, updated the iPhone, and you said Warlock the 4S. It worked on the 4S okay.
Yeah. My housemate bought my old 4S, and he's using it fine with no problems.
Okay, no any speed problems, or just.
No, I had to play with it before the show just so I could have something to talk about that I'd actually experienced the new iOS 7, and everything seemed to be going quite fast. He's happy with it.
Cool. All right. Now, look, leaving that aside, that is the big news, and I think the iPhones, they're on sale the 20th of September, which is Friday. So that's
Telstra said on Twitter they're available for order from 2 a.m. tomorrow morning online.
There you go. Did I have
There's that guy who's out the front of the Apple store in Sydney at the moment.
Oh, run us through that one. Is that one of your stories?
No, not a story. I just saw today that Gizmodo had gone in there earlier today and said, anybody lining up? And they're like, nope. And so they went home and wrote a story about it. And then Apple rang them up and said, hey, there's a guy out the front now. So they're like, oh, hi, guy out the front of the Apple store.
I saw that. I saw that tweet. That's funny. But yeah, that's right. Yeah, but not like in Japan. I think we talked about this on the Aussie Mac Zone. But in Japan, there's people there's about 50 people sitting out in a typhoon.
In there for a week. Yeah.
Wait, a week. A week. Open your eyes. Smell the rain. All right. Microsoft, moving right along. Microsoft, I think we briefly, I forget now, doing this Mac Zone, I forget where we go. But I think, did we do Microsoft iPad trade-in program? I wouldn't
say on this show, no.
No, I'll just briefly go through this one. Microsoft retail stores. Now, this is only in the US because there aren't any Microsoft stores in Australia, as far as I know. I don't think so. They're offering a $200 gift card in exchange for a gently used iPad 2, 3, or 4. So this offer that expires October 27 allows customers to use the gift card for any Microsoft Store product, including the RT.
Preferably a Surface Pro.
Yeah, or the RT or the Pro. Now the RT runs out at $349. So then
it won't be called the RT for the next one.
No. Anyway,
it's going to have the Surface and the Surface Pro. The RT name is going to be dropped.
Yeah, I think
using for custom.
I just put this story in as a bit of a discussion point. I think, I think they're desperate or what? Like, why would you trade your iPad for a Surface Pro? Oh my god! Yeah, maybe the iPad 1.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy at the head.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what Microsoft are up to. So I think the sooner this what's his name? Who's leaving? Steve Ballmer. I think, look, I'm hopeful that things might look up when he leaves. Hopefully, a bit more sensibility. Get someone younger, like someone that's got a clue about what needs to be done, what people want.
I think they were talking about it on Windows Weekly was they've got a short list of 40 people.
Oh, okay. Sure. Right.
Maybe CEO. So.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. All right. Now, have you guys heard about the Shoutcast Radio? Well, it's AussieTechRadio.com, 24/7 tech shows from Australia and New Zealand. And go and jump into it. It's AussieTechRadio.com. Now, you can go straight to that webpage and it'll start playing straight away, or you can just search for Aussie Tech Heads in a Shoutcast app, and you'll be able to get the stream going quickly and lively straight through your speakers. And in that stream, you'll have great shows like ours, the Aussie Mac Zone, the techwebcast.info. And if you tune in before the show every Thursday night, you will see a replay of techwebcast.info. And they have new guests each week, so it's quite a good little good run for your money there. It's a free one, so it's excellent. Guests every week. It's some good conversation. But Aussie Tech Radio, that's the one, .com. All right. Now, where can we go? Oh, Grand Theft Auto. Are you guys into games? Are you guys into that? Shane? Warlock?
No, my housemate got it, so I was watching him play it before the show. He's playing it on his PS3. He seems to be quite enjoying it.
Oh, yeah. Just as well he
I
didn't...
saw a story today that was posted on Reddit. Not really a news story or anything, because it was just on Reddit, but this guy had bought Grand Theft Auto and left it on the back seat of his car, and somebody smashed the car window Grand Theft Auto style and stole his Grand Theft Auto CD for the game.
Oh, dear, oh,
So
dear.
it was like Grand Theft Autoception. I used the methods from Grand Theft Auto to steal your Grand Theft Auto from your car.
Well, what about the guy in London, a man who picked up one of the first copies of Grand Theft Auto, 5, when the shops opened at midnight, was stabbed and robbed of the game. That's not funny, I know, but as he didn't die, so he was stabbed and robbed as he made his way home. He was in London. He was hit with a brick, stabbed and stripped of his mobile phone, watch, and his copy of GTA, right near the supermarket. Poor guy. He's nothing sacred these days. I don't know.
Keep away from midnight shopping.
Keep away. Keep back.
Just leave it for all the drugged out guys go shopping at midnight.
Now, Shano, what have you got happening?
The next story I might move on to is another backup-related story. Apparently, Google knows the Wi-Fi passwords of all Android users. According to a security boffins claiming that software backup tools mean that a copy of everyone's Wi-Fi password history is now saved to Google servers, which may mean it could be legally compelled to hand them out should a government come calling. The key issue is that Google is not only storing passwords, but it is doing so in a manner that means that it can read them if it wants to. And illustrated by the way, new Android devices can pull in your old passwords and settings from its servers once you provide your phone with a Gmail address and password, which makes it easier for us to juggle 2 phones and 3 tablets, but might just mean your networks aren't as safe as you'd hoped. And the actual story has, I believe, a blow-by-blow of how this kind of all works.
Yeah, is it? What do you think though? Like backup application data, Wi-Fi passwords, and other settings to the Google servers. Is that going to worry you?
Not me. Well, I'm happy for the convenience of being able to, same as with you recovering your Apple stuff. You're happy that it's all back there and safe. Google's got all my emails anyway, and
exactly.
a lot of my other information. So, I don't think having my Wi-Fi password means that Google's going to be giving it to Tony Abbott so he can get some free Wi-Fi and download some torrents from us.
And I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Warlock. I mean, like, if you're not happy with it, don't do it. Don't use the service. Like, just don't do it. Like, what's hard about that? If you're not happy with it, you just don't use it. Well, I've got no dramas. Like, people kicking up a stink about just going back to the iPhone there for a minute for the fingerprint scanner. They don't believe that it's not, some information's not going to go back to the Apple
server. Disable the fingerprint scanner if you're that worried. You don't have to use it. It's just an extra option for you.
That's right. Exactly. Disable it. And some people, what did I hear? I think it might have been a conversation I did hear on the Tech Webcast just before the show, where they were saying, if you if you jump out of your seat in a hurry off the train and you leave your phone there, well, people won't. Hang on, how did that conversation go? Oh, I don't know. something about that. But they were talking about how she didn't. One of the girls on the show didn't like the fingerprint scanner. She preferred the numerical input, and they said, well, the fingerprint scanner. I forget what that argument was. Sorry about that. But anyway,
Sounded pretty good anyway. It's going to go somewhere.
It did sound pretty. Go and listen to the Tech Webcast. That's right. This week, and you'll hear that. You'll hear that argument. It fell out of my mind. I'm sorry. All right. So Shane, you got no problems backing stuff up to Google.
No, I don't. But like you said with the iPhone thing, now you had the option of encrypting it, whereas I don't know whether there's no. I'm just looking at my phone now, and there's no kind of option to sort of say, do you want this encrypted as it's getting backed up, or is it just backing up?
Glenn is backing up locally only. He's not backing up to the cloud, which is where all our stuff is on the Google devices automatically.
Well, I have backed up to the.
We don't have an iTunes. We don't have an iTunes or something to back up, is what I mean. Whereas yours is encrypted locally. If yours went to the Apple servers, it would be encrypted between here and there. But is it encrypted at the other end? We don't know, and it's got to come back with all your stuff.
Yeah,
so.
But I mean, what? I don't work for the military. I'm not a spy. So what are they?
I think a lot of this has been just come up with. This guy has connected his phone to the Google servers while on 3G, and then it says, would you like us to download everything? And it goes, yep, and away it goes. Now, he hasn't had any proof of whether the data is encrypted between his phone and the Google servers. I'd say it probably is for security, and also it could be encrypted on the hard drive at the other end, in which case it uses a key that the phone and the server know that's probably based on your username at gmail.com account. So once you type in your credentials there, it sends down a code so that it can decrypt it to your phone and sends down encrypted stuff, which arrives on your phone, decrypts on the other end or something like that, Just because you get it back in the state that you set it before with all your passwords and stuff doesn't mean it's not encrypted on their servers on the way through and or on the phone.
Yeah. There's nothing really that I've got on my phone that I'd really cry about if someone found it or got into it. I suppose what it's more likely what people are upset about is, say, maybe people like hackers and that getting it, untowardly, and then maybe using it just to either annoy you or to just see what they can get with that sort of stuff. It's not that what Google...
Problem with his theory is he thinks because these Wi-Fi password just automatically came to the phone, then it must be unencrypted, because how would the phone be able to read it? Well, I'd say there'd be a key handshake between your phone and the Google servers, and it authenticates based on your username password for your Google account, and then it's encrypted on their server, it's encrypted on the way down, and it's encrypted on your phone. So there's nothing to worry about. It's all a non-issue.
Yeah. All right. If it's non-issue, we'll move on to Google has just bought a way to transfer data from phone to phone. Who wants that one? Shano.
Continue?
Yes, please.
Yes, Google has just bought the coolest way to transfer data from phone to phone. Remember Bump, that nifty little app that let you transfer data from phone to phone or phone to computer with a handy little NFC-free bump? Well, now it belongs to Google. Basically, Google have gone along and bought the actual company that owned and made Bump. It goes on to say that it had always been a little bit of a novelty, mainly because of most variations, like those built in to the Samsung's Galaxy phones, rely on NFC to get the job done. Bump instead just relies on both users having the Bump app. So I don't know whether that does it over. Well, can't do it over NFC because that used to be an iPhone app. And
no, NFC is not a transfer of information protocol, really. So it would be Bluetooth or Wi-Fi.
Bluetooth? Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
be Bluetooth for otherwise.
Yeah. So it goes on to say that.
So do you have to pair the both devices before you bump, or do they pair when you bump? Does anyone know?
They'd both have to have the Bump app enabled, and then you would pick what you want to transfer from the application and then bump them together, and it would transfer through. I had the same thing when I got my HTC One. You go to the website, and while you're setting it up, it says, do you have data on another device? Just click here and we'll automatically transfer all of your settings from your old device to your new one and set up the new device exactly the same as the old one if you like. So this is just Google getting the same kind of functionality that HTC has had.
And they're looking at putting it into vanilla Android. Well, that's the rumour. It won't be long before it goes straight into...
Might as well, yeah. That way you've got it across all of your devices.
Yeah, well, if they bought it, they might as well. What I don't like is you can't get rid of FaceTime off the iOS. You can't delete Apple apps. I'm disturbed with that because I don't want it.
Yeah.
Funny that.
Another interesting story, speaking of Android, is CyanogenMod, who makes the modded ROMs for Android that lets you run more of the later versions of Google OS on your older devices, just got an created CyanogenMod Incorporated company and got an injection of $7 million.
Wow. Yeah, I saw it.
There's a bunch of modding guys, trying to shoehorn newer versions onto old devices that only had like Gingerbread on there, and now it's a big company. Way to go.
Well, I put CyanogenMod. I think it's up to 10. I haven't got the phone here anymore. My old Samsung, God bless it, the old Samsung Galaxy S first version. And, because God knows it was a piece of crap. And the CyanogenMod made it sort of work a little bit better. But, geez, it was a piece of crap. And, so good on them. That's good. That's good. It's good to see people getting 7 million. That'll keep them in bread and beer for a while.
Speaking of vanilla versions of Android and that, the lone phone that I've got this time around is the Samsung Google Nexus. So that's a vanilla version of Android.
Nexus 4. Nice.
And it's good actually. I don't mind the vanilla version and without all the other crap that either the HTC One has or Samsung usually has.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can get the vanilla OS for your HTC One if you want to install it on there now.
Oh, okay.
They brought it out. You lose a few of the really cool camera features and stuff like the Zoes and all of that. If you don't really care about that, you can just download it, install it. There's a guy also who's creating an app for the HTC One called Switch, which will let you install both the HTC version of Android and the Google plain ASP version, and you can just switch between them. On most devices with Android, if you want to switch to a different one, it completely wipes the device and installs a new ROM, and then you have to restore all of your applications. But this app, this guy is writing specifically, you can just switch out the ROMs from one to the other, and you keep all your apps and all your settings, and everything else stays the same.
So you can dual boot your phone?
Yes. But a real dual boot, which you can't do with any other Android, just the HTC One.
Yeah, right. That's all right. That's pretty good.
I'll play with that if my HTC One ever keeps going long enough.
All right, and Shane, do another one. Why you're hot the trot.
All right. I've still got that cold that you gave me the other night over the internet.
Oh, I think everyone's got it. Everyone's crook up
With
here
that
with this
antivirus going.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'll download Norton's Not.
You don't want McAfee's after what that guy's been sniffing.
Did you guys talking about I don't know, beer? Did you see that YouTube video? I must be thirsty. Did you see the YouTube video about the guys who hooked up all the kegs to the guy's tap?
The guy's friend's tap. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I think it was New Zealand.
Hope he doesn't have any kids. I had a drink out at Daddy's tap, and now I feel very weird. Like David at the dentist.
Yeah, there's the video going.
Real life.
I think they're New Zealanders. I think if you want to catch it, I think it's on YouTube, I guess. I think I saw it on the 9MSN actually, but I'm pretty sure it'd be on a YouTube because it went viral. And it was quite funny. They waited for the old mate to go out for work, and they snuck around. They rolled in full kegs under his house and roundabouts, and they must have. I must have counted 4 or 5 kegs. Hooked up every tap in the house, so when it was turned on, beer came out. So he came home unbeknownst to him, and I think his wife goes, "What's that coming out of the tap?" When she goes to wash her hands, and he goes, "I don't know." He goes, puts his hand under it. He goes, "What is that?" He goes, "Oh, it's beer."
Imagine when his wife has a shower in the morning. I mean, a lot of women use beer for shampoo because it's supposed to be good for your hair and make it silky, but I think you have to wash it out after.
Oh, yeah, soap up. And and a special little shout out to one of our listeners in the lounge right now, Miko, who advises that on Talk Like a Pirate Day and probably every show that he watches the show in the raw. So hi, Miko. I hope you're having fun. All right.
Just keep the webcam turned off.
I'm glad it's not Google Hangout. Well, no pun intended.
Don't let your Google hang out.
That's right. All right. Onwards and upwards, hopefully, Shane.
I don't know about upwards, but anyway. It was long to get bloody X-rated tonight.
Do the little 4G one.
Over.
Do the 4G story.
Telstra reportedly testing 450 megabit per second 4G network. According to the Australian Financial Review, the nation's largest telcos quietly toiling away on a 4G network that would allow, under the right circumstances, in other words, one phone only, to download speeds at a blistering 450 megabits per second. The telco will reportedly achieve the speeds by deploying its LTE Advanced LTE-A network, complete with carrier aggregation. We already know that Telstra is testing LTE-A on its network, but we're as yet to unsure when we might get the access to the normal consumers. LTE-A is a system that lets telco combine both 1800 megahertz and 900 megahertz spectrums to create one network spectrum. When someone moves deeper into the rural area, they shift from being on the larger spectrum over to the 900 megahertz spectrum to ensure constant coverage. So what are they saying? Is it just because it changes frequency that the speed will change, or how's it work?
Well, it's getting it's like two networks in one, so you're going to be receiving your data through the 1800 and the 900 at the same time. So
yeah, but if you're in the country and then you just drop to the 900, well then wouldn't you speed
yeah. See, Abbott was right. Who needs the NBN when you get 450 meg down on your 4Gs?
Yeah, well, I had to laugh when, as that story went, that Telstra's been toiling. What are they? Are they Smurfs or something? Ho hum, it's off the work or we go, or whatever it is. It's been a while since.
Hi ho.
Oh, it's been a while, Shane. Been a while. All right, so it's
been a while since he's had a hi ho.
Yeah, I believe not that anyone's going to hear me, because I believe that the live stream is buffering really bad. So apologies if you can sort of, yeah, but it was nothing to do with us. Because I'm pushing it out all right. So apparently it must be Ustream. So yes, we're going to have to get another vehicle for this, because Ustream does work against us a lot of the time. I'm not sure why. Maybe everyone's downloading iOS 7. Maybe that's what the problem is. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll run with that. But apologies for the stream. You just have to download it, the video version on iTunes. Did you know there was a video version, everyone? There is a video version on iTunes. It is only standard definition. And there is also a version on YouTube. But if you want to subscribe to the video, just look for the Aussie Tech Head video in iTunes. Away you go. Now,
what a segue! That was awesome. I hardly even noticed it.
I know. I'm getting good at them. Now, Viagogo. Viagogo. Have you heard of that warlock? Viagogo.
Not really.
No. Well, Shane, have you heard
Were
of
they
it?
a band in the 1970s?
No,
I haven't heard of it.
No, in the 50s. No. Now, I never heard of this mob either. But I'll tell you what they're all about. They're launched in Australia this week. Viagogo.com is a ticket resale website where people buy and sell tickets for sold out and high demand concerts and sporting games. So
a scalper company.
Yeah, it's a scalping site, which I thought was illegal.
Official scalping site.
Yeah, that's right. I thought it was illegal, but anyway. And it's designed to secure marketplaces. Sellers only receive payment after the buyer has attended the event. So that's fair enough. Scalpers took tickets out of the hands of genuine fans by jumping in and buying up large amounts of tickets when they were first offered for sale. Now, when tickets to the first 3 days of the Sydney test were officially sold out within 2 hours in July. Can you believe that? 2 hours, the Sydney test. When's that on? That's New Year's? Just after New Year's, isn't it? Yeah, so, well, the test is so good. And that'd be the last test, wouldn't it? That is the last test. So, yeah, so the Ashes could be up for grabs. So, so hundreds of tickets were offered for sale on Viagogo within hours. So, naughty people trying to do naughty things and rip people off. Tickets with a face value of $130 were being offered for sale for $256. So Mr. Poulter, and Mr. Poulter is from the Australian Cricket, said Cricket Australia could probably command higher prices for the Ashes, but we set prices for fans, not fat cats, which is fair enough. So that's probably fair enough. But I don't know. Look, it's good if you have tickets and you can't get to the show and you need to sell them. But it's just illegal. It's a legal way of scalping, isn't it?
Yep.
I think that's a consensus on that. Shane, what do you think about that? Viagogo.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
I can understand the safeguards in there, and that that you don't get payment. The person selling the ticket doesn't get payment until the person who's got the ticket goes to see whatever it is. But I don't know how you kind of prove that that's happened or not.
But you can sell these things on eBay now anyway, as far as I know. So I don't know.
Should do well for Viagogo as well, because if I buy tickets off you, but the thing I'm going to is not for a couple of weeks or so, they bank that money and make some interest on it while it's sitting there until you go to it, and then they give you your money and whatever money they've made in the meantime. Ka-ching.
Yeah. So anyway, but that look, you've got. I think they've got everything now. They've got cricket. They had Beyonce tickets. They've got. I think I saw the Boss on there. Boss tickets on there. So look, there's apparently obviously just quite a few things. It's caused a bit of a stir over in Europe, and I'm sure it's going to cause a bit of a stir over here. But professional looking website, and but at the end of the day, if you can't get tickets and you really want to go and see someone,
you know who to blame.
That's right, the scalpers. Go and see Viagogo. All right. What else, Shane? Have we got anything else from you? Or you're about? Or you got one more?
No, we got one more.
Take it away.
Not bad. It's come to light that the NSA has impersonated Google and possibly other big websites in order to intercept, store, and read supposedly secure online communications. Mother Jones, whoever this is, reports that the agency manager, Mother Jones, has managed to...
As in M-O-T-H-E-R?
Yeah.
Mother Jones.
Mother Jones.
Yes. Oh, Mother Jones!
That's hilarious. So, yeah, old Mother Jones, she doesn't like it. She sits up there on the computer tapping away. She don't, good old Mother Jones.
You naughty little NSA doing pretending you're the Googles. What's going on here?
Oh, what else? What's Mother Jones?
Mother Jones is a leading independent news organisation featuring investigative and breaking news reporting.
Oh, Mother Jones describes how the hack works. There's a link to it. Good old Mother Jones. Sorry, Shane. You keep going. You keep going with your little blurb.
So anyway, Mother Jones reports that the agency managed to do this by man-in-the-middle attack, attacks which are often used by high-class hackers. PowerPoint slides made public by Brazilian news channel also suggest the technique is used by the UK-based GCHQ. Mother Jones describes the hacking and how it works, as Glenn said. According to the document, NSA employees log into an internet router, most likely one used by the internet service provider or a backbone network. It's not clear whether this was done as a permission or knowledge of the router's owner. Once logged in, the NSA redirects the target traffic to an man-in-the-middle thing, site that acts stealthily and intermediately, harvesting communications before forwarding them to their intended destination.
Oh, Mother Jones. I wonder if she's got any relation to old Mother Hubbard. Keeps the passwords in the cupboard. But when NASA got there, the cupboard was bare. Oh, poor old Mother Hubbard. Yeah, so I don't know. Are we all getting a bit too serious about all this sort of stuff? Like, really? Every 5 seconds we're worried about the NSA, we're worried about the coppers, the FBI, this
fingerprints on your Apple device.
Yeah, this is just the world we live in, you know?
Google stealing your Wi-Fi so they can download torrents in your house while you're not there.
You watch it, when you watch these old shows and something, it makes you think, what did we do before we had a mobile phone? And you sit down and watch these old shows, from the 70s or the 80s or whatever, and they say, now, if you want me, I'll be at such and such a place. And then when they go there, they'll go, now, if anyone rings me looking for me, I'll just move on to such and such a place. And you go, that's what we used to do before phones. And, if you rang someone's house and they didn't answer, like nowadays, you go off on a panic. Something's happened. They've been shot. They're dead in the house. No! But, before they go, oh, they're not home. We'll just wait. Next day, no. Oh, it must be on holidays. No worries. No worries at all. But now it's bloody, oh my God.
They haven't updated Facebook in a whole day. What's going on?
Yeah, they're dead somewhere in a ditch, getting eaten by pirates.
You see what happened over in the US when the police force were testing out some new sonar equipment this week?
They found some passwords.
They found two old cars in the river.
Oh, yeah, and there's dead people in it, yeah.
There was, from the 1950s, there was a Chevy that was lost, had 3 teenagers that had gone missing. Nobody knew whatever happened to them. And it turned out that they'd gone around the corner too fast or something, ended up in the lake. And then another car from 1969, another Chevy, they also found with 3 people in it that had gone missing and nobody knew what had happened to them. So
yeah, right.
they're just out there testing out their new sonar equipment. Let's see what happens. We'll aim it down here. Oh, there's a car there. Oh, there's another one. Oh, we just solved 2 crimes. Bingo.
Oh, the good old sonar equipment. Now, look, can I just hark back to Grand Theft Auto, because there's something I forgot to tell you. It's pretty popular. Now, there's a copy of it in Warlock's house, and although he's not I don't think he plays it, but his flatmate does. But Take-Two Interactive Software said on Wednesday that the GTA 5 delivered the highest first-day retail sales of any title in the history of the company. And the Grand Theft
$800 million in one day.
859.61 Australian million. That's
not bad.
Yeah. I wonder how much they pay their coders. But how long would that take to code? Well, that'd take you a couple of years, wouldn't it? Well, they use code snippets from previous projects, and like they've got the shell of the game. Is that how
Probably
it works?
not, because the technology changes that fast and the game engines change that fast. They would probably have to start from scratch each time.
Wow. But that's a lot of coin, isn't it? That is a lot of coin. Now, probably one of my last, well, that is my last story actually. Telstra Big Pond. Now they're going to suppress malware. Telstra by implementing suppression technology, no less, for its Big Pond broadband network from October. The Telstra revealed today that the suppression technology is designed to stop malware-infected devices from being able to communicate with a command and control server. Oh, I love it. The protection technology stops this by blocking any attempts by the computer to access servers known to be operated by cybercriminals. Telstra cited research from a cybersecurity site showing about 6% of home computers are infected with botnet malware. Now, apparently other ISPs are doing this. Have you got any issues with that? Warlock, you got any tinfoil hat
I think
issues?
it's a good idea to block off botnets. Microsoft took down a huge one just a year or so ago, and just recently somebody tried to sneak some bad code into some Minecraft add-ons for the servers that would turn your server into a botnet. So it's good that people stop this kind of thing from happening.
Yeah, how did Microsoft stop that little botnet? Do you know? Like, how does that work? You got any idea?
Well, they had the computers, they could detect which ones through the ISPs were connecting to certain ports on certain servers, and they got the ISPs and everybody together to block those ports, and so the servers were no longer accessible.
Oh,
and
right.
they found out who was running the servers.
Why can't they release their own, say, virus? Because they know, like, all these, the antivirus softwares, like, they know what the viruses are. And, you can find out you can even go to their web pages and stuff. If you want to remove them manually, they'll tell you how to remove them manually. So why can't they release their own little worm that travels around, and when it sees the virus, just newts it?
Because the law says that you're getting into somebody else's computer and it's illegal to access somebody else's computer digitally for any reason, even if you're saving them from somebody else who's already accessed it or something.
Right. Well, is that something that we can change? Like, do you think that's feasible, or you think that the security nuts and the tut police they're not going to like that, are they?
They'll go off about it.
Yeah. So we'll just have to live with botnets and get rid of them yourself. But look, there's a good site, and I know you guys. He's been great, intelligent, and up with it. Tech heads would probably know. But there's a site that I know of that is really, really good for like telling you about viruses and how to get rid of the real pesky ones. And it's called, I'm pretty sure it's called mybleepingcomputer.com. You guys heard of that site?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. Yeah,
I haven't, no.
Yeah, if I've ever had a virus that is really, really hard to get rid of, and it's just something it's just not happening for me, this my bleeping computer has saved my bacon on numerous times. So it's not a bad site. It just tells you, like, use this tool for this virus, use that tool for this virus, and so forth. So if that's not a tip of the week, I don't know what is. Don't bet on the races. There's another one. Yep. All right.
Best thing I've seen too is Microsoft Security Essentials. Best antivirus and best anti-malware.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that, because that's what I use. I can't see why you have to pay for an antivirus.
First thing you install on a new computer?
Yep. And look, I have paid for the antivirus or malware. I paid for Malware Bytes. I think they both work hand in hand pretty good. I know what the Security Essentials misses, that the Malware Bytes will pick up pretty much straight away, and it's a live protection, and it's good. I got Malware Bytes after I had a lot of web page problems, and I'm pretty sure that the Security Essentials was actually bypassing some. But anyway, I use those two things working hand in hand. But yeah, people bag Security Essentials, but it's made by Microsoft. Who the hell's going to be able to fix your Windows better than Microsoft? All right, cool. All right, Shano, anything else? Shano, I think we're coming to the end of the tether.
No, I'm done. No, this
You
is
good?
my second last week. Next week's my last week, and then I'm off for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, right. Getting excited.
And this is my last week, so I'm off for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, we better organise some other hosts then for next week. I'm wondering. What's happened to hosts this week? Will, he's at work, and I think Eric's doing some exercise. But there you go. I hope he's not with Miko.
Tell Eric to get his priorities straight, man.
Yeah.
See you jumping jacks after the show.
He watches the show while doing his jumping jacks. Oh, that was him sneezing. No, it was Shane. Look, there he is.
Sorry about that.
He needs the antivirus too.
All right, so there we go. All right, cool. So don't forget the ATH web hosting. It's Australian service. It's fast, reliable, and you just install over 200 applications for free at probably 3 clicks, less than 5 anyway. Most of them. Joomla, WordPress, Drupal.
Hell.
Whatever takes your fancy, all that. You can, I think, even Magento e-commerce. There's heaps of e-commerce. OpenCart. There's another few, and I think there's a few people that have spoke to me about their favourite ones over the times. But you can just do anything. There's survey programs. I think Lime Surveys there. There's heaps of stuff. Look, I'll get a screen grab one week, and we'll just go through it just quickly. A couple of them, mate. There's over 200 of them. Craig, there's
fantastical.
and there's one. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like an ad server. So if you're into some sort of marketing company, and you don't want to go through the Google ad servers or whatever, you think, I want to do my own ads. Well, you can. There's an ad server software that you can install on your server. You make up all your marketing programs for different sites and charging and how many impressions and pays per clicks, and it's OpenX, is it? Is it OpenX? I think it might be OpenX. But there's heaps of that stuff there.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Over 200. Over 200. Over 200. Done about
Now, how much would you pay?
Yeah, and they're all free to install. All right, so we better get out of here. So that's it. So good stuff. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks Warlock. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks,
No,
matey.
you're off for 2. You're off for 2, aren't you? Is that right?
That'd be right.
All right. And Shane, you're here next week, but then off for 2.
And then I'm off.
All
So
right.
I won't see Warlock for about 5 or 6 weeks, probably.
Oh, well, we'll send you a photo of him.
Yeah, do that.
Stick it on your background of your phone.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, everyone. Thanks, Lounge. I think the stream was played up a bit tonight, so if you've managed to stick with us, thank you. And if you haven't, well, hello if you're watching on the recorded replay. All right, good stuff. Show notes on the webpage, aussietechheads.com.au. Other stuff there. Everything that we talk about is up there. If new Aussie Tech News on the Twitter, follow at Aussie Tech News if you want news stories plopped into your Twitter feed, about 3 every half an hour. Breaking news stories, top champagne, top 10. Oh, champagne news stories in your Twitter
Free
account.
apps of the week, apps of the day.
Oh, Facebook. Thanks, Facebook. Facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. YouTube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. Oh, it's all going on, isn't it? The paper, AussieTechHeads.com.au/paper. That's right. I haven't spoken about that for a while, but it's a nice little paper that you get on your iPad. Beautiful, beautiful. Especially on the new candy look. It's all topics, business, tech, whatever. And it's all gathered in and presented to you in a paper style app that you can just swish and swash and do all that sort of stuff. Okay. All right. Until next week. Bye for now. Ta-da. Bye-bye.